You know, I'm honestly starting to find a pattern with this whole dog in the bed thing. It's usually either an old Dodge or an old Chevy or something like that. God forbid you do not have one of those tints on the license plate. It is actually that dirty. And the part that kind of sucks is usually whenever I go out to West Virginia or something, or even Ohio, I see this all too common to the point where I honestly question of whether or not this is legal. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video for the day. We're going back into r/iamatotalPOS because honestly, let's face it, the world's going down and it ain't going up anytime soon. If you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up them wholesome internet discussions, and if you have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. Let's see if we can get this video to them fat stack of them 1,000 likes. Okie dokie, let go. Plus, also as a side note, I might actually have my own submission that I'm going to talk about at the end. California cops rough up a black woman and grandma filming them and then get to work on the family's chained up dogs. Police officers in this location are facing a federal civil rights lawsuit after arresting 3 members of a family, including a grandmother who filmed them in public. Video shows cops yelling vulgar words while roughing up 3 members of the family after they began filming the search of their vehicle. Then the cops beat the family's dog, chained up and harmless, as if to remind the gathered onlookers what happens to nosy neighbors. The Press Enterprises blank reports that no charges were ever filed, and the search turned up nothing that might be incriminating had the search not been illegal. A Dunkin' worker who fatally punched a 77-year-old customer is sentenced to 2 years of house arrest. A Tampa donut shop worker accused of punching and killing a customer for using a racial slur against him will spend 2 years on house arrest after pleading guilty to felony battery. I've legitimately tried to think of something to say for this, and honestly, this is one of those few situations where both people are kind of the POS, because you have the one person throwing around the racial slurs, because yeah, that's never okay, and then you have the other person just like punching him to the point where he dies, and I'm kind of wondering where the 2 years of house arrest came from and why it's only 2 years. Hidden camera, nurses laughing as a World War II veteran dies. Stuff like this just makes me anxious over the idea of retirement homes in general, just because I have absolutely no idea who the staff are and how they're honestly treating the people there. And I've seen stories about way too many times just people actually just hurting the people that are there just living, and other people just stealing from them. It's ridiculous, and I don't like the idea of it at all. I know that the cases about the staff members taking advantage of robbing or hurting the people that are just living there are few, but just the thought of it is what makes me nervous. And then you also have people like this that are the whole, oh, what are they gonna do? They're gonna die anyway, and they're just laughing at somebody dying. This location man has been arrested after police said he killed a small dog while he was high on meth. The man also attacked another dog, which ultimately had to be put down, police said. You know, when it comes down to it, I'm pretty certain dogs and babies are a couple of the most notable living beings that are just innocent initially and inherently, because like, why would you do this to a dog? I know it might have something to do with the inebriated part, but still, I think going after a dog is just for no reason whatsoever. It just doesn't sit right. You know, sometimes I'm just kind of thinking people are really that stupid where they get on a flight and don't really think, oh, hey, maybe there's going to be other people on this flight. God forbid the person in front of me has a seat. And this is just outright nasty. Like, why would anybody get on a flight and think, oh, I'm just going to put my feet up. Okay, don't care who's going to be sitting there, but okay, we're going to put 2 on now. Okay, yeah, I don't know why we're here. Funeral worker allegedly steals an 84-year-old client's house and life savings. An 84-year-old man suffering from Alzheimer's disease is out of a home and life savings after authorities say he was preyed upon by a funeral worker who took advantage of him following his wife's passing. Anybody that even thinks that this is remotely okay, I do not have any sympathy or remorse for you whatsoever, let alone respect. And I honestly do really hope that this person was fired for doing this. In all, 15 people were involved, including 4 children and 4 adults who died in the chaos. Another woman who was behind the wheel of a Ford Fusion was also left critically injured. Just days before the deadly crash, this person pled guilty to speeding in Las Vegas back in December, according to court documents obtained by by the Las Vegas Review-Journal. He was ordered to pay a $150 fine during his court appearance on Monday. Stuff like this has me honestly thinking this should be a reason you should not be allowed to have a license and should not be allowed to even rent a vehicle. Families leave pub like a bombsite without paying a 330-pound bill. It was just like a pack of bears had been in. How do you think you can rack up that kind of bill and then skip on it? Like, I honestly really wish that restaurants did the same type of thing with the card or form of payment that bars do, where you basically turn in your card ahead of time or just pay when your food arrives or drinks arrive, stuff like that. And what really sucks is when people do this, they really do hurt the people that work there, because unfortunately with a lot of restaurants and bars and places, they use some kind of workaround and just tell the workers, oh, you'll be able to make minimum wage with tips, and that's their workaround to being able to get you to be paid less than minimum wage. That type of line of work is just never something I really ever want to see myself doing, nor would it ever be anywhere near my first option. It seems like nobody wants to work these days. Kim Kardashian urges women in business to get your freaking A up and work. Yeah, it's one thing for you to get a job and start working and everything, but it's another thing when that ball get rolling is already rolling for you before you even start pushing it. Like, that's that same mentality when you tell a homeless person to get a job, and they are in fact actually homeless and not just faking it. Where are they going to get their pay stubs mailed to? Because they need an address, they need to already have a source of income to be able to get a home, and where are they going to get that to get a job, which they need an address in order to apply to a job for the first place. You know, I wasn't entirely sure what exactly made Kim Kardashian famous, but the description when I tried searching on Google says that one of the first things was after graduating high school in 1998, she became the personal assistant of Paris Hilton. I'm fairly certain not everybody gets the opportunity and line up to do that. Also, the next one obviously being the tape that was leaked with her boyfriend. Plus, on top of that, the Kardashian family was already well off on themselves before you came along. Cheat on him, and if you feel bad, he's the one. Ah, yes, glorifying cheating. You know, the whole thing that people are trying to normalize, which is absolutely horrible. Also, I can't scroll up because it's 40% butt. But, you know, influencers gonna influence. If only they actually influence better life decisions, that would probably make the world a better place. But nope, cheat on them. On today's episode of the daily life of grocery store and retail workers, we have every round container is apparently a trash can to a customer. I am not even joking on this. I was working at Costco for only a month, and every single time I had to go out and clean the little tray where the onions are, there would always be trash in it, because God forbid, anything that is an indent into the table is apparently a trash can. Like, seriously, imagine going out to get onions on your hot dog and getting a frickin' wrapper for a straw. Attention, your gas guzzler kills. Okay, place your bets, people, place your bets. Was this put on here by a Prius owner or a Tesla owner? We have deflated one or more of your tires. You'll be angry, but don't take it personally. It's not you, it's your car. We did this because driving around urban areas in your massive vehicle has huge consequences for others. Car companies try to convince us we need massive cars, but SUVs and 4x4s are a disaster for our climate. SUVs are the second largest cause of the global rise in carbon monoxide emissions over the past decade, more than the entire aviation industry. The world is facing a climate emergency. According to the UN, millions of people are already dying from climate change-related causes: drought, hurricanes, floods, forced migration, starvation. So far, the impacts on you have probably been minimal. We need emergency action to reduce emissions immediately. We are taking actions into our own hands because our government and politicians will not. Even if you don't care about the impacts on people far away from you, there is also consequences for your neighbors. SUVs cause far more air pollution than smaller cars. SUVs are more likely to kill people than normal cars in collisions. Psychological studies show that SUV drivers are more likely to take risks on the road. SUVs SUVs are unnecessary and pure vanity. That's why we have taken this action. You will have no difficulty getting around without your gas guzzler with walking, cycling, or public transport. No, last time I was on public transport, somebody wanted to fight everybody on the bus. That is going to be a fat no for me if I have a say-so. Driving a hybrid or electric, these are still polluting, dangerous, and cause congestion. See more on our website. I wish I had the URL for that website. But yeah, way to go thinking that deflating somebody's tires is definitely getting at them for driving that big old gas guzzler. I got 37s on my truck. Do you honestly think that you doing that is going to make anything any bit better? And plus, you're also wasting a whole bunch of people's time because it takes a long time to fill up tires. Plus, you would honestly think with the amount of energy that you put into making this post to just put on somebody's car, you could have, I don't know, said something about the cruise industry, because last I checked, those dudes haven't made any single effort to be fuel efficient in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, way to go going around and unplugging and deflating people's tires thinking that you're such the big man in here. Just watch, this will be that dum-dum that goes around and is stupid enough to think that just because it's big, it deflates a tire and then hits the new Hummer. You know, that new all-electric one? Way to go thinking you're saving the environment. And as a last part of this whole post, I wanted to actually get your guys' opinion on what you had thought about this, because this was my own experience, and honestly, after it happened, I was kind of thinking, yeah, no, this is totally going on to a video in the future. Okay, so as you guys probably have heard over past videos over the past few months, I work in retail at a pet store. So essentially, we had a whole bunch of customers one day, and I was radioed up to the front as a backup cashier. On my way up there, this lady asks and stops me basically while I'm walking to ask for a backup cashier, and I told her that's what I'm coming up for. And she says, okay, cool. She wasn't even in line. That's the kicker for it, and this is just the beginning. So basically, I get behind the register on my spot, and I take whoever's on deck. That's everything's going fine so far. Then I see that lady that had just stopped me to ask me as a backup cashier, and then she just jumps the entire line to get behind the guy that I was helping. Then the lady tries to come up to my register, and I basically tell her, ma'am, I have to get the rest of the line before I can get you. I can't let you jump. And then before I can even finish that sentence, she interrupts me saying, I need to be home watching TV because there's stuff going on in Ukraine. I'm not even joking. She was using the war that's going on in Ukraine as a justification to jump an entire line in retail. I'm not even joking. This is way too stupid for anybody to make up, nor why would anybody ever want to make something this bad up. And unfortunately, where I work, there are a whole bunch of entitled older people who really just don't give a darn about anybody else. Like, really, we have like 3 people always parked outside of the front door in the no parking spot. But yeah, no joke, this lady was legitimately using the whole thing about in Russia invading Ukraine as a justification that she doesn't need to wait in a line to get her stuff. She wasn't even getting anything necessary, she was getting dog treats. And the part that I was thinking of that I honestly thought about saying was, ma'am, would you being in front of the TV at home actually change anything that's going on in Ukraine? Because honestly, if it did, I would have bought her stuff myself. What's going on in Ukraine is very, very bad. That is a definite fact, but that does not give you any sort of justification that you need to jump an entire line in retail. And honestly, I got my anxiety wound up to the point where I didn't cool down for like an hour and a half. But yeah, no, that's just what one of the few many lovely experiences that anybody who works retail can tell you about. I wonder if anybody does have anything that's just as bad, if not worse. I would love to know if you have any horrible stories when you're working retail. Because I knew for a fact that I was going to put this instance in this video because it happened a couple of days ago and I have been thinking about it being put into a video ever since. I just needed to wait around for my video cycle to come through so I can actually put it in, and I have not forgotten about it for a single second. Like, just because of how absolutely ridiculous it is. And I'm not even kidding. I told my other coworkers and my friends about it. I can have them vouch for it and everything. This is 100% what happened, and it's unbelievable. But with that, that is going to have to be it with the video. If you guys would like to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and if you have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications to see if we can get this video to them 1,000 likes, okie dokie. But with that, I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.